Yo, monsters of the Midway. Get ready, because Hollis Hall is on fire and we got some explosive news that's going to shake the Windy City to its core. Rome Odunze is the Bears' new WR1, and I'm going to break down why his rise is the key to Caleb Williams becoming an unstoppable beast. But I'm also going to spill the beans on the move that could challenge his dominance. And speaking of explosions, Ben Johnson is buying Luther Burden III stock like there's no tomorrow. And I'm going to show you how this dynamic duo is going to redefine our offense, leaving rival defenses in a total panic. But watch out, because the real question is, who's going to be the true alpha in this attack? But it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, because our first-round rookie, Dylan Thieneman, is already under brutal pressure that nobody saw coming. And I'm going to dissect whether Ryan Poles made the right call, or if this risky bet could cost us big time in the secondary. This is pure, unfiltered bear down, and you ain't going to want to miss a single second. All right, fam, let's kick things off with the man who's about to set the league on fire, Rome Odunze. Our number 9 overall pick from the 2024 draft is not just looking to step into a larger role. He's ready to absolutely dominate as the Chicago Bears WR1 in 2026. And after DJ Moore's departure to the Bills, the stage is set for him to become a bona fide superstar. But it's not just the space DJ left, it's Odunze's evolution, his chemistry with Caleb, and Ben Johnson's offensive philosophy that position him for a breakout year that could redefine our offense. Listen, I know his rookie season had its ups and downs. He showed flashes of brilliance, those incredible contested catches, that smooth route running, but then that stress fracture in his foot sidelined him for the final 5 games. That was a gut punch, man. It robbed him of crucial reps with Caleb Williams and slowed his momentum. But here's the thing that separates the good from the great: his mindset. As he told Courtney Cronin of ESPN, your career is going to invite those moments of adversity. And I embraced that. That's not just talk, bro. That's the mentality of a champion. He didn't let it break him. He used it as fuel. He's coming back stronger, smarter, and hungrier than ever. That's the kind of player you build a franchise around. A guy who not only has the physical talent, but the mental resilience to overcome obstacles and emerge stronger. That's the mark of a true leader, and Odunze is showing it. Last season, Odunze still put up solid numbers for a rookie, even with the injury and competing for targets with DJ Moore, 44 receptions for 661 yards and 9 touchdowns on 90 targets. Those are impressive, but they're just a taste of what's to come. Now, with DJ Moore gone, the target share is wide open, and Odunze is ready to feast. He knows the responsibility is on him. DJ's my brother. He was a big mentor for me here, Odunze said. I'm excited to kind of fill that role that he was playing here and kind of absorb some of that void collectively. This isn't just a statement of intent, it's a statement of leadership. It's not just about producing, it's about elevating everyone around him. And that, fam, is what a true WR1 does. With Caleb Williams entering his second year, the chemistry between him and Odunze is going to be absolutely crucial. They've got a year of experience together, and that bond is only going to deepen. Caleb needs a receiver he trusts implicitly, someone who knows exactly where to be on every route, someone who can consistently win in one-on-one matchups. Odunze has all the tools to be that kind of player. His ability to adjust to the ball in the air, his strength to break tackles after the catch, and his size to be a dominant red zone threat make him an ideal target for Caleb. Think about it. A quarterback with Caleb's arm talent and playmaking ability, throwing to a receiver with Odunze's contested catch skills and route running, that's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. But let's dive a little deeper into the why Odunze is so well positioned. It's not just DJ Moore's departure. It's Ben Johnson's offensive philosophy. Johnson is known for his ability to maximize his receivers' talent, creating schemes that put them in the best positions to succeed. With Odunze, Johnson has a blank canvas of generational talent. Odunze isn't just a ball catcher, he's a precise route runner with an innate understanding of how to attack defensive coverages. His ability to read defenders, adjust his routes on the fly, and find the soft spots in the zone is something that isn't easily taught. Furthermore, Caleb Williams' evolution in his second year will be a determining factor. With a year under his belt, Caleb will have a better understanding of the system, greater confidence in his reads, and an even stronger connection with his receivers. And of all his receivers, Odunze has the highest ceiling to become that go-to guy in critical situations. Think about the great QB-WR duos in the league. Mahomes-Kelsey, Burrow-Chase, Allen Diggs. I'm not saying Odunze and Caleb are there yet, but they have the potential to build something similar. That relationship is built with reps, with trust, with the ability to know what the other is going to do before they do it. And Odunze, with his work ethic and dedication, is investing in that relationship. My opinion is that Odunze is not only going to be the WR1, but he's going to be an elite WR1 in this league. He's not just going to surpass his rookie numbers, he's going to establish himself as one of the most exciting young receivers in the NFL. His ability to win in all phases of the game, at the line of scrimmage, on the route, at the catch point, and after the catch, makes him a complete weapon. And in Ben Johnson's offense, which values versatility and the ability to create mismatches, Odunze is the centerpiece. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what about Luther Burden III? And believe me, we're getting to him next, because that's where this story gets even more exciting. But for Odunze, this isn't just about being a good receiver. It's about being the receiver. He's got the talent, the work ethic, and most importantly, the mental toughness to overcome adversity and become a true WR1. He's going to be a consistent chain mover, a deep threat, and a red zone monster. He's going to demand double teams, and that's going to open up the field for everyone else. This is Rome Odunze's year, fam. Okay, bro, if Rome Odunze is the established talent ready to explode, then Luther Burden III is the rocket ship about to launch. Ben Johnson, our head coach and offensive mastermind, is practically shouting from the rooftops that he's buying all the Luther Burden stock he can get. And when a coach like Ben Johnson, who is notoriously meticulous and measured with his praise, says something like that, you better believe it, because there's a strong reason. This isn't just coach speak. It's a genuine endorsement of a player who is on the cusp of doing something special. And more importantly, it's a signal of how Johnson plans to use him to dismantle defenses. Last week, we talked about Burden's incredible PFSNWR impact score from his rookie season, the highest among all rookies in the league. That's no small feat, fam. That metric accounts for coverage quality, situation, and catch difficulty. It tells you that Burden wasn't just putting up numbers. He was generating an impact in tough situations. He was creating value. That's the sign of a player who understands how to use the scheme to his advantage, but also how to transcend it with his pure talent. He's not a product of the system. He's a playmaker who benefits from the system. Now, with DJ Moore's departure, the target share isn't just open for Odunze, it's also wide open for Burden. Bleacher Report and Ben Johnson are both in agreement. Burden is a star in the making. Johnson has repeatedly praised Burden's coachability, his ability to absorb information, and his rapid development. In a league where talent is abundant, coachability is a rare and invaluable trait. It means a player is constantly striving to get better, constantly refining his craft. And that, combined with his physical talent, is an explosive formula. Johnson's comments from OTAs are particularly revealing. He said Burden is moving at another speed, that the game is slowing down for him, and that he's reacting instead of thinking. In football terms, that's the transition from a player who's processing the playbook mid-route to one who has internalized everything and can play purely on instinct. When a player with Burden's physical gifts reaches that level, they become truly dangerous. He's expanding his route tree, working on his conditioning, and becoming a more complete receiver. If he can consistently threaten defenses deep, not just with his YAC, yards after catch ability, that's a game changer. Because if defenders have to worry about him burning them vertically, that opens up even more space for his already elite YAC skills. So here's the million-dollar question, fam. Who's the WR1? Odunze or Burden? My honest opinion, keep it a buck, this is the best kind of problem Ben Johnson could ask for. Having two young, explosive receivers with WR1 potential is a luxury most teams can only dream of. Odunze has a slight edge in terms of established chemistry with Caleb and a more polished technical game. Burden brings that explosive, physical, pure playmaking ability, especially after the catch. I truly believe we're going to see both receivers put up massive numbers. Perhaps Odunze leads in total yards, while Burden becomes a red zone monster and leads in touchdowns. The beauty of Ben Johnson's offensive philosophy is that it's designed to create mismatches and distribute the ball. He doesn't need a single alpha. He thrives on multiple threats. If you double Odunze, Burden will feast in the slot or on quickouts. If you try to contain Burden's YAC ability, Odunze will burn you deep. This isn't a competition where one has to lose for the other to win. It's a synergy that will make our offense incredibly difficult to defend. The internal competition will only push both of them to be better. Caleb Williams will have an embarrassment of riches at his disposal. This is the kind of offensive firepower we've been dreaming of in the Windy City for years. If Burden continues this trajectory, if he stays healthy and keeps developing, he will become a top-tier receiver in this league. And Ben Johnson's stock in him will pay off handsomely. But let's go a step further in the analysis. Modern NFL is all about creating problems for defenses, and the best way to do that is to have multiple weapons that can win in different phases of the game. Odunze is a prototype WR1, with his size, speed, and ability to win contested catches. Burden is a dynamic playmaker, a guy who can turn a 5-yard play into a 50-yard gain. The combination of both is what makes this offense so terrifying. Think about how this affects spacing. If you have Odunze on one side and Burden on the other, how do you cover them? Do you put your best corners on both? What about the tight ends and running backs? The defense has to choose. And when the defense has to choose, the offense wins. Ben Johnson is a master at exploiting these weaknesses. And with Caleb Williams, who has the vision and the ability to throw the ball anywhere on the field, This offense has the potential to be unstoppable. Furthermore, let's not forget the impact on the running game. If defenses have to play with 2 deep safeties to contain Odense and Burden, that opens up the box for our running game. And if they play with a safety in the box, then Odense and Burden have more space to work in the passing game. It's a vicious cycle for defenses. My opinion is that the WR1 versus WR2 narrative will become irrelevant very quickly. What we will have is an offense with 2 elite receivers who complement each other perfectly. And that, fam, is much more dangerous than having a single WR1. This is why we're excited, fam. This is why we believe. The era of the Bears offense is here, and Odense and Burden are its main architects. All right, fam, let's bring it back down to earth a little bit, because while we're hyped about our offense, there's a rookie on the defensive side of the ball who's already feeling the heat. Dylan Thieneman. Our first-round safety, selected with the 25th pick in the 2026 draft, is on Gennaro Felicia's list of 12 rookies facing immediate pressure. And honestly, he's right. This kid is walking into a pressure cooker, and he hasn't even played an official snap yet. The question is he up to the task, or has Ryan Poles made too risky a gamble with our secondary? The Bears invested heavily in their secondary this offseason. We moved on from both Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker, bringing in Kobe Bryant and drafting Thieneman. The expectation is a significant, immediate upgrade at the safety position. And when you're a first-round pick, especially on a team that's trying to contend, the expectation isn't just to make the roster. It's to be a day-one starter and make an immediate impact. There's no grace period, no time to ease in. You're expected to produce. That's the harsh reality of being a first-round selection in the NFL, and Thieneman knows it. Now, I know some of you saw that Thieneman wasn't with the first team during early OTAs, with Elijah Hicks taking those reps. And look, that's normal, man. Hicks is a veteran. He knows the playbook inside and out. He's been in the system for 5 years. He's a professional, and he's earned his place. But let's be real. Hicks is a placeholder. Thieneman's potential is sky high, far exceeding Hicks, and arguably even higher than what Brisker or Byard offered. But potential doesn't win games, and the NFL is a results-driven business. But here's where the critical analysis comes in, bro. Was the decision to move on from Brisker and Byard the right one? Brisker, at his best, was a quality physical safety. Yes, he had durability issues in his later years, but when he was healthy, he was a playmaker. Byard was a proven veteran, a leader in the secondary. Replacing them with a rookie and a free agent like Kobe Bryant, who's had his own ups and downs, is a calculated risk by Ryan Poles. And that risk, that pressure, falls squarely on Dylan Thieneman's shoulders. The media, the beat reporters, they're already talking about Thieneman as a potential steal of the draft. The hype is real. The expectation is that he'll be a day-one starter. And the reason is simple. Our defense needs that impact in the secondary. Thieneman's versatility, his ability to cover, tackle, play in the box, and even in the slot, is exactly what Ben Johnson and the defensive staff are looking for in a modern safety. He's supposed to be the missing piece that elevates our secondary to an elite level. But the pressure is immense. If Thieneman doesn't perform, if he doesn't show that significant improvement that's expected, questions will immediately start to swirl around Poles' decision to move on from established talent. Potential is great, but performance is what wins games. Rookies at the safety position often adapt quickly to the NFL, so the hope is that Thieneman follows that trend. But the NFL is a brutal business, and first-round picks who don't pan out can set a franchise back years. My take, fam, pressure is part of the game, especially for first-round picks. Thieneman has the talent and the opportunity. What we need to see is how he handles that pressure, how quickly he grasps the playbook, and how seamlessly he integrates into the secondary. If he does that, if he proves why he was a first-round selection, then our defense will be much more formidable. His instincts, his speed, his ability to read the game, those are the traits that made him a top prospect. But if he struggles, if he doesn't make that immediate impact, then doubts about the front office's secondary strategy will become a constant topic of conversation. And this is where my fan skepticism kicks in a little. It's easy to get caught up in rookie hype, but the reality is that the jump to the NFL is massive. The speed of the game, the complexity of the schemes, the relentless pressure from the media and the passionate Chicago fan base, it can be overwhelming. Thieneman has to prove he's more than just a good prospect. He has to prove he's an impact player from day one. And if he doesn't, Ryan Poles will have to answer for a decision that could have weakened a key position on defense. Let's break this down a bit more. The Bears' secondary has been a weak point in the recent past. The arrival of Thieneman and Bryant is supposed to be the solution. But chemistry in the secondary is crucial. Safeties have to communicate constantly, read the quarterback's intentions, cover large swaths of the field, and be the last line of defense. A communication breakdown or a missed read can result in an easy touchdown for the opponent. Thieneman has to learn to play at the NFL level, at NFL speed, and within the complexity of Ben Johnson's schemes. It's not just his individual talent, it's his ability to fit into the system and elevate those around him. If Thieneman can be that quarterback of the defense in the secondary, then Pohl's gamble will have paid off. But if not, if he gets overwhelmed, if he makes rookie mistakes, then the defense, which is supposed to be the strength of this team, could struggle. We cannot afford for our secondary to be a weak point on a team that aspires to be a contender. With Caleb Williams and the offense taking a step forward, the defense has to be dominant. And a big part of that dominance rests on Thieneman's ability to be a first-round safety from day one. I'm not asking him to be an all-pro, but I am asking him to be a solid, reliable starter who makes plays. It's a big year for Dylan Thieneman, and all eyes will be on him. I hope he succeeds, for the sake of the Bears and for the sake of our defense. But I'm not going to celebrate until I see him on the field, making plays and proving that Ryan Poles' gamble was worth it. Blind faith in rookies is a luxury the Bears cannot afford right now with a team that aspires to be a contender. We need results, not just promises. And Thieneman has the opportunity to deliver those results. Bear down, and let him show why he was our first-round pick. Ugh, fam, what an episode. From the electrifying potential of our young receivers to the intense pressure on our first-round rookie, this is what it means to be a Bears fan, right? Never a dull moment when you're following the Navy and Orange. We've got Rome Odunze ready to explode as a WR1, fueled by a championship mindset and a year of chemistry with Caleb. And then there's Luther Burden III, with Ben Johnson practically signing him up for a breakout year. This receiver battle is going to be must-watch TV, and it's going to make our offense absolutely dynamic. Caleb Williams is going to have weapons, and that's a beautiful thing. But on the defensive side, Dylan Thieneman is stepping into a high-pressure situation. We need him to be a day-one impact player, and all eyes will be on him to see if he can deliver. The success of our secondary hinges on his performance. Bear down, always. If this video got you hyped, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, who do you think will emerge as Caleb's true WR1, Odunze, or Burden? And can Dylan Thieneman handle the immediate pressure and become a defensive cornerstone? I want to read all your opinions. See you in the next one.